What's going on, YouTube? It is your buddy, the Suburban Garden Permaculture Style guy. Well, it is a coldish, rainy-ish day. It's not looking pretty outside, and I'm going to do this video. It's a depressive mood because the weather's not nice. But I wanted to show y'all something I don't normally show you up under the patio. There's that big pile of wood in my yard on the dang cinder blocks. Everybody probably looks at it like it's kind of messy. But this is what I've been saving it for, was to do this bar back thing. These are not guns. These are BB guns. These are BB Daisy guns. They're broken. They don't work. I just use them for decoration for the moment. But look at this old wood we put up. I love this. It's got the old rusty hinges and stuff in it. The wood is rotten and cracked and distressed. I love that. It's got the mill marks you can still see running down it. Like, people pay high dollar for that kind of stuff, but this is just stuff that was all rotted up in my yard. I cut it up and stapled it up. I think it looks cool. I'm really impressed. But, you know, I even kept the mycelium, the old mushroom mycelium, growing on some of the stuff, so it looks kind of cool, creepy. I got what I call an alligator skin going on here. Oh, look at that. I just thought it looked good. I ain't finished with it, so it's still something we're kind of playing with. Some friend of mine helped me do this, and he kind of did the framing all wonky. I don't know why. I mean, he had something in his mind, but whatever that is, he ain't doing it now, so I had to finish it out. And it kind of worked out, because I was like, well, I'll just take these weird things and make them little pockets, and I'll put, like I don't know, like the Lucille from The Walking Dead or something up in there. Yeah, you know, got some green in there. It ain't perfect, but it looks pretty cool to me. All right, let's take it out and go look at the garden. Coming back outside to the garden yard area. The wind's blowing. I have put my back out, and I can't hardly do a lot for the last couple of days, so you're gonna see bottles and stuff I didn't clean up for the video. The wind blows out here and stuff just goes everywhere. Sunflowers are coming up as promised, and the yard will become a carpet of these at some point, and I'll mow around these nice cool patches that they make. Hank's like, what are y'all doing? It's coming. The baby chickens are brooding in this little side yard we've created still, and it's kind of cool. They've been on grass since basically their second or third week they were here at different times, and now they just hang out under the machine. The machine is doing good. We've planted out a bunch of all the tomatoes and peppers we're going to plant for right now. I still got all these that we started from seed back in February. And I think that might be a Cherokee purple, but if it ain't, it's a double bloom. As you can see, it's a massive bloom. That's like a super bloom. There's like regular blooms. But they're looking great, and we're in these pots. I even put it on Facebook, you know you're not supposed to. Hey, anybody need to, get rid of these? If anybody needs any garden plants real cheap, we'll let you, hook up. And nobody said nothing, so okay. We'll just keep planting stuff. The kales are coming back. Something bit the top off. It's branching out real good. The kales, the lettuces. We've just been eating off these lettuces, doing the cut and come again. I just come through here and pick off a whole salad worth sometimes. And for the wife and everybody, we topped some of the basils and start making it bush out and use some of the basil now. Our seedlings, the flowers, and all that. The cilantro in the yard is in full-blown seed production. And you can see, even on a cloudy day, the honeybees are going nuts. There's like 2 on one cluster there. Honeybees love cilantro flowers. I'll tell you what, there's all kinds of other things out there, and they're just swarming this, even in bad weather. There's multiples everywhere you look. Sunflower inside my reptile cage. Sunflowers coming up everywhere. And again, wind blown, so this is just trash from being out here. You see baby chickens acting cool. And they're scratching in my dirt. They're so sweet. Mr. Hank, he just kind of watches over them. Isn't he funny? Yeah, again, my cardboard thing still hasn't gotten done. Hurting your back really just puts a kink in your plants. But other than that, oh well. You can see I haven't mowed yet. You can see sunflowers coming up everywhere. Giant sunflower patches everywhere. Cilantro is finally going away in this garden. We'll talk about that here in a second. This is that wood pile we're using on the back of the bar that I've been saving here for years. Some of the stuff's much newer, and some of the stuff is like that. That's part of my neighbor's fence. He'd actually cut that up and put it out. I had my kids bring it back. The bigger 6-inch wide panels on our thing is our old fencing material. That wider stuff is our fence. That was his fence. But it looks really great when you let it sit there and rot and then use it. Man, that's some good stuff. So I'm gonna burn through most of this before the project's done, and then we'll rearrange this and make it smaller because I don't need it so much anymore. Sunflowers going crazy. Cilantro, the cilantro saga of the year is almost over. This is a beautiful seeded, I think this is, I don't know when to harvest cilantro seeds, I can't tell you. Like, these actually look a little dried out and old. I think when they look golden like this, the plant's dead basically, but it's still juicy, it's not like dry. I think this is the time you would pull them and like hang them somewhere and let them hang out. But I let them sit like this, drop a few million seeds on the ground, and they'll be back this fall. They'll be back this year, actually, this fall. Blueberries. Blueberries are starting to come in at different times. We are starting to get blueberries. I did thin some of these because there's a bunch of little bad looking things like this stuff that's, I don't know, I just feel like it's drawing away a little energy. There's never going to set a fruit on that, so I just go and get that off of there. And it's kind of making it concentrate the energy on the berries that are there, I think. Like these little soft round, yeah, they're popping off real easy anyway. I don't even think they're pollinated. But it's okay, there's a bunch of stuff still coming on. Blueberries, as I've said before, I think backyard gardeners ought to consider this. This is a very easy plant to deal with, generally speaking. Even in my hot area, and I didn't take care of irrigation for years, and they've done great for me. They've always produced well. So again, you got like a little berry amongst these little bit bigger ones. Why? You know, there's just like, it's not going to do nothing. Let have a fewer plumper berries. So yeah, blueberries are kicking it like Van Dam. Oh, look, I can see, ooh, Christina ain't seen these. Ooh, there's some back there. See another big boy right there. Bam, bang, bang. All right, yes sir. So anyway, so we've gotten our tomatoes and peppers in, and again, I haven't mowed in a minute. Oh, my back. Still haven't got anything going with the arch. Still haven't gotten any new dirt. I did get the water system put in for this far, as anyways, for this bed. But as you can see, I'm preparing. We finally have it. An irrigation system in the garden. 3 soaker lines under this. 1 close to the stems, 1 in the middle, 1 kind of close to the stems on that side. These guys have 2 per. 1 close to the stem, 1 far, 1 close. So they got 4 on 2 rows and 3 on 2 rows. And as you can see from those seedlings back on the machine, these are their brothers and sisters right here. And they're kicking butt. The curling leaves, I think, is a calcium problem. I sprayed it with milk the other day of something I saw off the internet, and you know what? I sprayed all of them, and some of the leaves have definitely uncurled some, so I do believe if it looks otherwise good, there's no damage in lush greenery, but the leaves are curling, it's probably a calcium issue. It's obviously some kind of a micro issue. So spraying the milk, ooh, I can kind of smell that milk. It seems to help. It does seem to have helped. So you see a little curl on this one, but not much. Mr. Hank out here patrolling. That guy's been flowering beautifully, but not setting any fruit. I mean, there's thousands of flowers on the ground, but none of them are setting. So this is working out. Having the irrigation is going to change the game, you guys. Inconsistent watering, Texas summers and all that, you're not going to get anything. And I haven't been, not much. So sunflowers, more stuff. That's poke salad. That's that poke weed back there. I don't know if I'm pointing at it, but that's poisonous, but it's not if you like boil it 3 times. So that's actually grows native here. Kale's down here. I don't know what to think about that kale. So we need to finish the garden, obviously. Oh wait, sorry, my back just seized up on me when I tried to do that. Oh gosh. Okay. Just as a poop and a giggle, we decided to plant. We had so many watermelon transplants to plant. We had 2 6-packs of 2 different kinds of watermelons, just full. So I planted 2 of them in here. A rabbit or something got in here and ate off one of the little piles. And then you can see the other watermelon. It was 2 6-pack cells that we put in here. And something ate down 3 plants in that one stack. And then somehow that one made it through. But this was my compost pile. It's already sunk down so much. And I looked in the middle. It's looking composty. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to plant right dead in the middle of it. So, because this is that bad corner, I throw crap back there. The dog does his business everywhere. It's not a very happy area. But we're going to see about this mulberry tree. Next year, you're a boy or a girl, and we're going to deal with you at that point. Oh, more blueberries. I'm excited about the blueberries. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. The citrus, I don't know if they're going to flower again during the year. Sometimes they do. But right now, all of the citrus have whatever fruit load on them they're going to have. And it's not bad. It's not amazing as compared to the number of flowers they had, but it's definitely, it's a fruit set. So on this Meyer lemon, even though it only looks like 1 or 2 here and there, when you count that up, because some of them have like 5 or 6 on a whole tip, there's 50 or 60 fruit on here already. And you can see them back around the back here. There's a lot of fruit on there. This one mandarin, this is a satsuma or mandarin or cutie, whatever you want to call them, and it's got a few, and these ain't going to stay. These are just going to fall off if you touch them. They're not pollinated. Ooh, an ant's biting the crud out of me. Oh, I got on I'm in quarantine and ain't going outside shoes. So you can see more Meyer lemons everywhere. The avocado is bursting with life. But yeah, we do have some fruit, and these are oranges, navel oranges. I've never even considered growing something like this before, but we'll see if any of them stay. If they do, there's a number of them, so that might be good. And then, of course, the other satsuma, the avocado, and the key lime. The key lime's starting to kick off really good. Cherries, man, they're alive. They'll survive another year. More irrigation lines. I haven't finished that. Oh, yeah. You haven't seen this in a minute, right? So that little garden that had the 3-foot tall weeds that were taller than those weeds on the fence, right? 3-foot tall weeds, this whole thing. Just laid this stuff down, didn't mow it, didn't till it, just laid it down. You see all the puffiness in here? That's the weeds up under there. And it's growing right in the middle of the weeds. You see all this puffiness, right? This is the weeds and stuff up under there trying to come back because we did not till or anything. Lay this stuff down, burn you some holes in it, move the weeds out of the way of the hole because you gotta, clear the hole where you're digging. Plant your start and keep it watered, and don't even worry about it. Again, this plastic stuff is gonna change the game. There's literally, how do you tell people you gotta sit there and weed all the time, man? I'm just not gonna do it. I hurt my back bending over to turn on the air compressor. I didn't even do anything, and it popped my back out of socket. And it's been days, and it's gonna be days before I can actually really function right. And I can't have my life set up to where I have to weed for the rest of my life. I can't do it. And my family ain't gonna do it, right? So better set it up right the first time, guys. We've already eaten. She pulled off 2 or 3 small zucchini. We already have zucchini. I should have recorded that. I just pollinated this. I just pollinated this one a minute ago. This is a female zucchini, as you can see. So I wait till the end of the afternoon or the morning when the flowers all start to die anyway. Like this is a male flower. This flower's done, so it will get already popped off. I come out before they pop, and I go ahead and I tear that apart, and I get the male parts, and I go around and I pollinate everything with it. You can cross-pollinate zucchini with spaghetti squash, with cantaloupes, with water. I don't know about watermelon, I'm pretty sure. All of these things are cross-pollinate. I'm not trying to save the seeds right now. I'm just trying to grow the fruit. As you can see, some spaghetti squash over in here and here. And they will make the fruit with pollination from each other. It doesn't matter, because they're all the same family. So you grab one male flower, you deflower it. Let me try to set the phone on my leg here. You deflower this thing, and you leave the little male part sticking out in the middle. It's like a pollination wand, guys. Look at there. There. It's like peeling a banana. Okay, that was a male flower. There was no fruit behind it, right? And that's the only part you need. That's the pollen. I lifted up that one little thing, and I went to the female part, which is in the middle, which I've already dabbed. But all you gotta do is touch it a couple times. I'm sure the bees pollinated it, but I don't know that, and I'm not taking the chance because we're in the apocalypse or whatever. So there's no taking chances anymore, so why not? The bees had their chance. The flower's about to die anyway, so you're not losing nothing. Pop it off, come out, and do your rounds, and pollinate them. And I made sure this one, the flower got damaged and it never opened, but I pollinated that a long time ago, and you can tell it's all maybe partially pollinated, but the flower never opened, and I still stuck pollen in there, and I think it might make a little bit of a fruit. So that's something you can do just to make sure your pollination happens. And after that, you can get rid of it. Well, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Just chunked it right in the fence. Cantaloupes, watermelons, zucchini. You can see a nice zucchini back there. Nice zucchini, yay! First time I've ever grown zucchinis as far as I'm aware. I don't think I ever have before. You can see several of them. And this is a spaghetti squash climbing. And this is a spaghetti squash here. Again, cantaloupe and yeah. So it's looking cool. There's one spaghetti squash right there. Sorry for my ugly feet in the picture. we planted a whole nother row. Just out of the abundance of, well, we just need to get this done. Since these watermelons, there's 3 watermelons and a honeydew. These 3 watermelons are the same age, obviously, as those. But these got planted in the ground 2 weeks before those did, so see the difference. You keep stuff in 6-packs, it's never going to grow very big. As soon as you put it in actual soil, I mean, they just grow nuts. So these are just now, been in here. We put these in and had the 2 seed leaves, and it was just starting to put out its first little tip leaf, and now it's already got 2 leaves working on its 3rd. Both of them are. So 3 more watermelons, 2 honeydews. I hope that will make melons. Oh my gosh! And 2 more cantaloupes, one on either side. And again, these are weeds. See it all puffed up, but it doesn't matter, guys. It doesn't matter. Them weeds ain't coming back. They want to, but the heat and then everything, it's just not gonna let them come back. This black plastic is, it ain't playing with you. It's just not. I love it. I'm in love with it. Blackberries. Now that we can control and manage our blackberry patch with this black plastic, we can come out and have blackberries. These are called the black buttes. Look how big the drupes are. The drupes are the individual little berry thingies. This is black butte. This other kind has come over here, so this is some of the other kind. And this is, I can't remember the variety name, but notice that this is a more normal blackberry drupe, the size of those little balls. Okay, but the black butte, you can tell there's an obvious and clear difference. Even on a small fruit, the drupes are just huge and fat. The flavor of these is better. Now, I've seen pictures of them, they're huge. Mine never get like that. They don't get good pollination or something. But the flavor of this little funky dude, I'm gonna take it. It's just better, dropped it, than these guys. But I ain't gonna kick them out of bed. And bird got that one. Yeah. Again, I weeded all this. Didn't think I was gonna get anything, so anything's a bonus. Some more on this variety. Look at this, my neighbor. I hope they don't get mad. But it is kind of going into their yard, and it's already spread and going that way. It is blackberries. I mean, that's what they do, right? So, yeah. Oh, it looks like some birds got that one too. Sure did. Popped the whole tip off. Buttheads. Yeah. What a butthead. All right, I'll eat it anyway. I won't eat the berry tip. That's why he went for that one. It was sweeter. Any part you don't want, just toss it in the yard. Chickens will find it. Oh, you see my homegrown water system. But I do got the one little drip line down there, and it's just making a world of difference. Black plastic, irrigation, no worries. That is gardening as a system, as the modern people say. Do this, you follow the formula, you're guaranteed a certain result. Now, there's extra circumstances like bugs, fertilization, deficiencies in the soil, blah, 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 but that's something to deal with later. You start with a system, you're guaranteed the right starting position, and then you deal with whatever you got to deal with. The water system's not done. I keep having to order parts because slip fittings versus barb fittings turn into a big nightmare. Barbs definitely are the right way to go, but I had a different kind of hose than I guess these slip fittings were made for, so they would leak real bad. And they would actually blow off, or I'd have to tape them on just to get some of the watering done. Cheap timer from Home Depot, like 10, 15 bucks. This is a 25-gallon pressure regulator because I have like 90 almost PSI coming out of the hose. This is a backflow preventer so that nothing comes backwards. And of course that's the main, so I start with a backflow. Nothing comes back into the main. Starts with a timer, then we depressurize it, send it off to the lines. And I turn on one or two, whichever one I'm going to use, or all off, all off. I want to do, this is probably the citrus beds. I turned that one on, turn my timer on. It sounds like a tick-tock. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's tick-tocking. So you got a little timer, a little 15 minutes. And then go turn on the valve for that and turn on the spigot and walk off. I'm done. 15 minutes. So even though it's ugly and it does take some work, it's still working. I'm going to redo it also. It looks nice and professional. Front trees. I even have the front trees done now. That's great. Oh, my back. Oh, my Lord. That's that poke salad. Poke salad. That's poke salad. That's the ones. That's the original ones that started it all behind our air conditioner. Poke salad or poke weed. Makes those big blackberries, big blackberry heads. The chickens can eat it, but we shouldn't. And so far our dogs, and nobody's ever gotten sick or anything. No kids have been fool enough to eat any of that. Try to fix this. We tried to weave this into the fence line. Oh yeah, it gripped its own leaf. Oh well. I don't want to say that's pretty much it, but that is pretty much it. It's just an update. Can't get my back straight. Here's some of the cleanup I did in the garden by the squashes and stuff this morning when I was pollinating. I took off some aborted fruit that never pollinated. So that was like the first one of any of them. And another one I just found in there. Some old flowers. I have a feeling the vine borers will smell all this stuff, and that helps draw them in, so I removed it just as a precaution. Other than that, besides the yard being dirty and everything being messy, everything's working out. So I hope you guys' gardens are doing good too. I hope my hand wasn't covering the microphone the whole time, which I just discovered my hand was. What is wrong with you? Good Lord, look at the breast on that. Your croup is sticking out massively. Wow. Okay. All right, you guys. Oh, the apples and the pears, man. I think I may have beat that disease on this, baby. I'm going to say that and I'm going to get burned. I know I am. But I don't see no fire blight. I have found like one little thing like this. We'll have it like one little thing up on this one, which is fruiting. This one really only has like 2 fruit on it. This one's not really fruiting this year, but it's still opening flowers, but there's fruit everywhere. And I've been staying on top of that copper spray, and I think it's working. Oh, we also planted out these spaces with vegetables. Oh, I forgot to, gosh, I didn't even tell y'all. There's 5 different watermelon plants in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One in this dirt, and that's poke salad coming up on its own. So yeah, this is one kind. We had so many watermelons, I tell you, there's so many plants we needed to get rid of them. I put 5 of one kind of watermelon in here. There's so much humus and good stuff in here. We're going to see how that works. We're going to use these spaces because this vine mess is starting to take over. So we're going to overtake it with vines. There's spaghetti squash, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, and there's another cantaloupe hidden in that little pocket. New irrigation line. I do need to weed eat this back a little bit, but yeah, it's going down. We're going to start growing as much as we can. That's another cantaloupe off in there, and this invasive vine, but I don't see a lot of the fire blight now. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'll actually find some while we're here together. It'd be kind of like not awesome or anything, but it'd be like, well, okay, then I can show you what I'm talking about. See, right now, when it comes in, these will all turn black and start melting. And I mean that, it kind of looks like they melt. And it's not pretty. And so so far I don't have it. And I've been spraying like crazy. See, it's starting to look funky. Anytime I see something drooping, I start looking at it crazy. Because that's where you start seeing things, they start drooping. But I got Asian pears, even though all this wood I've had to kill off over these years, all this wood has died out over this disease and all this stuff. All this all rotted out now. And I still got them somehow. Is that a wound? No, it's just the flower end. But yeah, look. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm excited because I thought these trees were a loss. I really did. I was gonna rip them out this winter. I'm glad I didn't. Now that's some kind of a gall. That is something still getting them a little bit here and there. But this is farther along than we've gotten this many fruit in a long time. See, this is something I had seen the other day. I don't know if a bug did that or if it's some kind of, I'm gonna pull it. Because if that's some kind of fungus, I don't want it to sit there and spread from that and throw it out on the road. Okay. Yeah, we got Asian pears on this one. So that's really good. Oh, and the apple, this tree. So there's a cluster right there, y'all can see. There's 8 apples on that cluster. Bang. I've already checked them. So far so good. There's some not looking good. Wait a minute. See this one looking kind of funky and shriveling? Ooh, it popped off too. Ooh, it's mushy. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna take it and put it in my pocket, take it with me and put it in a baggie. So if there's any bug or anything in here, it's not gonna spread any further in this garden. So that's what you gotta watch for when you're keeping an eye on that disease. Every little thing matters. Look at this. These are all dead. Get them off of there, because sometimes that's where the stuff starts to rot, is old flowers. From my experience so far. I got some decent sized little apples. Please stay with me, apples. Oh, look at these. They still forming apples. They're still trying to make flowers. I wish it would stop making flowers, because that's how the dang disease gets here. There's some more flowers about to open. So anywho, this is it. It's scary because you want to get optimistic, but I've been burnt too many times on this disease. So I shall see. Alright, I guess I'm going to let you guys go. I mean to drag it out too long, but Lord, when you finally have something to show for all this, you definitely want to show people. It's like, look, I almost gave up. There's some aphids, you can see them. But I didn't. Or I was lazy and gave up and then just didn't do anything about it until, hey, it worked out. Whatever, works for me. Figs are going to put on a heck of a load this year. I didn't almost think they was gonna. But once again, I should have had faith in my figs. Because they're going to come on like something else. They are not playing. They are not playing with me. They are not playing with you. Oh, wait. There's a whole bunch up in that. Oh, this whole thing is like a forest of them. I wish I could let my lizards outside and hang out in these bushes, but they'd run away. I'd let them go play. Everything just loaded with figs. The one tree I don't even have to take care of. These 2 trees, I really don't have to do them but cut them back. Make sure they get a little water every now and then. It's in the heat of summer that bad. And they got a fruit load like this on. I mean, oh my goodness. I hope you like figs, because we're going to be eating them. This thing's figs, very, very productive. Another thing I can always recommend somebody try to grow if you are into that. Because figs will do you something awesome. There's some more of that wood than my break pile. So it's coming together. All right, you guys, that's the garden update. I will talk to you guys sometime soon.